This is CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
Good evening, this is Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. We're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio. The Karnataka state government has taken grave exception to the showcause notice that's been issued by the governor of the state to the Chief Minister on the MUDA land scam. Remember, the BJP has been putting pressure on the Chief Minister to resign because they believe his wife was in lieu of her own agricultural land. She managed to get prime real estate in Mysuru. That, of course, was more than 10 years ago. Yesterday, the entire Council of Ministers asked the governor to withdraw the motion asking the show cause notice to the Chief Minister of the state. Now, fundamentally, it raises one basic question. Can and does the governor of a state have the power to summon an elected Chief Minister, howsoever his alleged misdemeanor may be? So the question that's being asked, and this is fundamental to the whole question, is whether the governor has the powers to summon the Chief Minister.
Showcause notice can be given. He has not sent an arrest warrant. You understand? He has not given a sanction for prosecution. He has said there is a request like this and it's quite serious. It appears to be serious. Kindly answer this.
Cabinet has decided and to withdraw the notice.
We have requested, we have advised the governor to withdraw the showcase notice.
This will be the beginning of the end of the Congress.
All right, let's now go across to our panelists who are joining us. Sudha Halke is spokesperson of the BJP Karnataka, who's joining us. I'm also joined by B.S. Arun, who's a senior journalist. Lavanya Ballal is spokesperson of the Congress Party in Karnataka, and Ashwini Dubey, advocate with the Supreme Court. Sudha Halke, the point that's being made is the governor of any state is not an elected representative of the people of that state. The chief minister is. What business does the governor, who's an unelected representative, have sending a show cause to an elected representative? If the elected representative is in the wrong, approach the court, let the court issue show cause notice, and let the elected representative respond.
Zakar, the point is that take it any investigation agencies, take it the CID, take it the Lokayukta, and take it the SIT, whatever it is under the state government. And we have witnessed very well in the previous government where Mr. Siddaramaiah was a chief minister, that he had completely closed the Lokayukta when more than 150 cases were filed against the Congress leader. So we are expecting the same thing here. So why not the governor choose to send a notice to the chief minister where he is seeking the answer for the case which is put upon him, and it is very relevant. It is not that just like that the case has been put, and the amount what is claimed is very huge, and it is it questions the morality of the chief minister, who is supposed to be the custodian of the state constitutionally. So he has to answer that. Instead of answering why they are coming up with the one or the other thing.
Lavanya Ballal, the chief minister is the custodian of the state, the custodian of the state government. If there are accusations against him, there needs to be a nod to sanction for prosecution against the Chief Minister. That was done by a gentleman called T.J. Abraham. In fact, that gentleman moved the same case against Mr. Yediyurappa when Mr. Yediyurappa was Chief Minister in 2014. The question is the Chief Minister above board of all of this? If the Governor is brought to attention that there are certain misdemeanors allegedly against the Chief Minister, what should the Governor do? Should he not issue a show-cause notice?
Good evening, Zaka. Both the Chief Minister and the Governor have to function within the purview of the Constitution. What we have seen here in Karnataka is the 50-50 scheme of the MUDA was sanctioned by the BJP government under Basavaraj Bommai, and they are the ones who have allocated all of these 3,000 sites in Mysuru to multiple recipients. Secondly, when the governor is sending a show-cause notice, he skipped multiple constitutional steps that he's supposed to take before sending a show-cause notice. He chose show-cause notice despite there being a judiciary probe that is happening over the alleged scam. So the governor has chosen to bow down to the pressure from Delhi and disregard all the facts that are there of the case and take a decision and demand an answer from the Chief Minister. The Principal Secretary has written to the Governor, which he's not considered at all. Now, the Council of Ministers have requested him to withdraw the show-cause notice that has been sent to the Chief Minister. The question is, will the Governor once again bow down to the pressure from Delhi and not follow the constitutional routes? Or will he work within the framework of the Constitution?
No, but Lavanya Balal, can I ask you a simple question? If there are allegations of grave misdemeanor against the Chief Minister, then who is the constitutional authority to ask the Chief Minister to reply to these concerns that have been raised? These are public interest litigations. These have been raised in the Assembly by the main opposition party, the BJP. Whose job is it to question the Chief Minister if there are these grave allegations prima facie against him and his family? The Chief Minister is well within his right to respond, but who should ask him that question?
First of all, everybody is aware of the constitutional framework. The Governor has rights to ask the Chief Minister for the answers. What we are asking right now is not why he has sent a show-cause notice. What the Congress is asking right now is why is in a hurry to send a show-cause notice before the judiciary probe can come back with the answers, or for him to not respond to the Chief, Principal Secretary's response to his, questions. He's bypassing all the legal steps that he's supposed to follow. All we are asking is why is he breaking all the legal or the constitutional framework, and why is he in a hurry to come and ask answers from the Chief Minister?
Okay. So let me ask Soudha Halke to respond to that. Basically, what they're saying is the Governor has no provision to show-cause notice the Chief Minister. If at all there are allegations and grave allegations against the Chief Minister, please approach a court of law. Let the court of law issue notices to the Chief Minister, and the Chief Minister will respond to that. The Governor has no business to be show-cause noticing the Chief Minister. That's the contention of the Congress spokesperson. Let Soudha Halke, let Soudha Halke respond to it, please.
Let me speak. One thing.
Let Soudha respond, please. Please, ma'am, please. Ma'am, please. Let Soudha Halke respond, please. Thank you. Thank you.
What Lavanya Balal has spoken about the 50-50%. Zaka, let me tell you, this site, what they have purchased was way back in 2004. And the 50-50% was implemented by the BJP government in 2005. One clarification for that. Second thing is there are already more than 600 sites which are available in the same developed area of the Kesari Badavane, which was called earlier. Now it is Devdur Badavane or something. So, okay, instead of taking the sites over there, they have purchased the sites in a developed area we called as the most prime area of Mysuru, Vijayanagar, and that is 40 years back. So this area was developed in 1992. And 40 years back, they have claimed the area, one thing. And what Lavanya Balal is telling you, the Chief Minister, the Governor, they have to be in the framework of the Constitution. Do the Congress people have any ethics to talk about the constitutional rights?
Okay.
Where was this constitutional rights of theirs gone when 25,000 crores of the FGSC funds were given to the guarantees? Where with the 187 crores of the Valmiki Nigam was looted, and an officer had to sacrifice his life to open this pendulum of all this gaflas what is going on in Karnataka. And the Chief Minister himself has accepted in the floor of the assembly that it is not 187 crores, it is 87 crores, which was mismanaged, and
Okay,
they have all
Lavanya,
the rights
Lavanya,
to
quick
send the
response,
funds
and then I want to go
Hyderabad
across to
for
B.S. Arun
other
and
states'
Ashwini
elections,
Dubey after
but
that,
the
please.
governor
Thank you.
doesn't have the right.
Okay,
Zaka,
let Lavanya respond,
Notice
please.
taking the-
Zaka, let me make it very
Lavanya
clear.
respond, please. Thank you.
I did not say the governor has no rights. I said there are steps he has to follow before he can send a show cause notice. Having said that, the BJP needs to get off its high horse and start telling us why did they commit the MUDA scam under Bomai. They are the ones who committed the MUDA scam under Bomai. They are the ones who committed the Bowie scam. They are the ones who ran the 40% Sarkara. Today,
One second, please. One at a time. One at a time, please, ma'am, please. Let Lavanya finish, please. Thank you.
Today, it is very convenient for the BJP to come and say, hey, there is a MUDA scam. They need to answer, why did they commit the MUDA scam under Basavaraj Bommai? They just need to say, why did they allot the properties that they claim that Parvati has today
Okay.
to Parvati?
So let me ask B.S. Arun this. Now, the interesting thing, Arun, is that, you know, Siddaramaiah as a chief minister, as a politician, his long, almost four-decade career, he has not seen, you know, any kind of individual personal accusations of corruption against him up until now. This whole MUDA scam, his wife being the beneficiary, wife's family being beneficiaries. Does this change the perception of the chief minister in the eyes of the larger public? Or is the chief minister above board all of these accusations? Are these accusations being seen as politically motivated by the general public in Karnataka?
Zaka, for the first time, as you said, in his political life, Siddaramaiah is facing questions on the political personal integrity. So he has answers. There are many questions that need to be answered, which he has been doing. It's not that he's not been doing, or that he has not initiated inquiries. There are inquiries like the Judicial Commission that he has set up regarding the MUDA case. But then there is always the issue of being a politician, the influence that he would use in getting the favors done in cases like this. So this, as well as the Valmiki Corporation's transfer of funds, these two issues are haunting the Congress, are haunting the Siddaramaiah government, both personally as well as as a Congress party. So questions are there for him to answer. That is number one. Number two, Saka, there is a huge political issue here. Why the BJP has taken up, from tomorrow they are going on a Padyatra from Bangalore to Mysuru.
Yeah.
Mysuru is sort of the epicenter of this entire issue. And the whole, the route is a JDS stronghold also. The Vakaliga stronghold of the JDS. So there is another political issue hanging over there, and BJP wants to break the hegemony or the issue of leadership of Siddaramaiah, of the AHILDA, that is the acronym for the backward scheduled caste and the minorities. So Siddaramaiah is sort of undisputed leader of these groups, and BJP wants to break this by questioning Siddaramaiah's personal integrity over these issues. So there's a lot for the state government. In the days to come, I think the next few days and weeks would be very, very crucial for the Congress government in Karnataka. It has to, I think, treat very cautiously on many of the issues, politically as well as legally. How the Congress will deal with this and what is the issue, what is the stand the Congress High Command will take, would also become crucial. As you mentioned, the governor will have to now take a call on the replies given by the chief minister, and I think right now I think governor is not in town and he will be back by the weekend. And next week I think we are going to see some action on this issue. And if the governor gives his sanction, then I think a whole game will start all over again. The scenario that we saw during the tenure of Yediyurappa, as you mentioned, as the chief minister, Yediyurappa had to finally resign his post, and the political history of Karnataka changed at that time. Jagdish Shettar, Sadanand Gowda, they become chief ministers. And, like that, would there be any change in the Karnataka political scene?
Okay.
We would, would be the next challenge for the Congress government.
Okay, let me ask Ashwini Dubey this. The fact of the matter is, and this is what the Congress party's contention is, that a sitting chief minister cannot be show cause noticed by the governor. If it is about the nod to sanction for prosecution against an elected chief minister, that has to come through a court of law. Is there legally merit in that argument? Because otherwise, anybody can petition the governor and governor can issue show cause notice to a chief minister. Then what value does it have about being elected in a people's democracy by majority? In this case, Siddaramaiah is elected chief minister of the state of Karnataka by majority of the people of that state. How can the governor, who is an unelected representative, show cause an elected representative?
Yes, Jaka, the governor possesses executive, legislative, financial and judicial powers that are more or less analogous to those President of India. But Article 154 of the Indian Constitution, which says the governor has executive power over the state, which he may exercise himself or through officers subordinate to him in conformity with the Constitution. Now the question is, if it is a show cause notice, then of course the powers are limited. But if it is in form of inquiry, that the complaint has been submitted before the governor is stating that there is a sorry state of affairs, and since the allegations are against the chief minister itself, and therefore that needs to be investigated. So in the form of a reply that these are the allegations, exercising his legislative powers and executive powers, governor may ask through an officer subordinate to him. So directly governor cannot write to the chief minister, but yes, through an officer working under him, being the head of the state, governor under Article 154 is empowered to call for the reports. So if it is that, then governor is empowered. But if it is a show cause notice, asking an explanation for the chief minister itself, though the powers are very limited there. That is what the Constitution says. But if we see the governor's executive powers, he is the executive branch of the government that is led by him. So he can exert his power directly or indirectly through his subordinate officer, and he is in charge of the state's executive functions. And one of the governor's most important responsibility, since it is to appoint the chief minister of the state. So from there, the powers are derived because the governor is the person who appoints the chief minister. So, and also appoints the other ministries based on the chief minister's recommendation. But Jaga, let me very clearly, it should not be misconstrued that the show cause notice can be issued by a governor directly to the chief minister.
Okay, so Lavanya Vallal, you have Ashwini Dubey saying that yes, a chief minister can be issued a show cause notice if the charges against him or her are grave enough. The governor of the state can issue a show cause notice, which is what Mr. Thaawarchand Gehlot has done in the case of Karnataka, in the case of Mr. Siddaramaiah, asking him to explain what about these charges against his immediate family members. After all, you cannot expect any of the other members of the Council of Ministers to respond when the allegation is against the Chief Minister's wife.
Zaka, the activist Abraham has no rights to seek prosecution sanction while a judicial probe is underway. So if he has done that, that is not legal. And when the guy has approached the governor, his actions are not legal, then how is it that the governor has responded to an action which is not legal? That is the basic question. When a judicial probe is underway, the activist has no right to seek prosecution sanction. Simple. He has, and based on that, when it is not legal, our question is, how did the governor respond with the show cause notice?
No, but Lavanya Vallal, the same activist, Mr. Abraham, back in 2012-2013, the same activist sent a letter to the governor at that time, and the governor show cause notice the chief minister at that time, Mr. Yediyurappa, and eventually Mr. Yediyurappa had to step down from his post in the illegal mining scam. It is the same activist. He has done this against the BJP also when the BJP had a chief minister, and he is doing it against your chief minister. So what is the question of bias?
Zaka, I have no questions about did he file a case against Yediyurappa, did he file a case against Bommai, or did he file a case against Siddaramaiah?
Yes.
Legally, I'm talking about a legal point here, Zaka. When there is a judiciary probe going on, he has no right to seek an prosecution, sanction against the CM. And he has done that with the governor. And that action of his is not legal. Our contention right now is the governor has acted on not a legal approach of this activist. We are not questioning his credibility. We are not looking into his past. All we are saying is when the judiciary probe is on, he had no right to seek this legally. And he's done that. And the governor has chosen to react to it.
Okay, let me ask Sudha Halkai. So, this same activist moved against Yediyurappa when Yediyurappa was Chief Minister in the illegal mining scam. Yediyurappa had to step down as Chief Minister. The same activist is doing the same thing against the current Chief Minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah. The point that the Congress is making is there's already a judicial probe. Why should an activist move the governor when the courts have been activated on this matter? Let the courts take cognizance of it. If at all they find merit in this case, let them issue a notice to the Chief Minister. Let the Chief Minister respond. Why should this gentleman, kind of create a parallel channel of communication by asking the governor to respond? And the governor now has sent a showcause notice to the Chief Minister, which is unheard of. No governor has sent a showcause notice to an elected representative of the people of the state.
Zaka, it's been 15 months that the people of Karnataka have witnessed the most irresponsible, incompetent government in the history of Karnataka. It's once the elections were over and these people won with mandate, the story started with the corruption of for the transfers, and now it has come to an ended with the STSC scams and Valmiki Nigam scams. The Congress spokesperson is asking about the rights of the activist Ibrahim. Now, let she answer whether the Chief Minister, who is a custodian, has the rights to transfer the Valmiki Nigam funds to other states for their elections, where it is used for the purchase of Lamborghini, where it is used by the goldsmith and whatnot. Is the Chief Minister, does the Chief Minister has the rights? According to the Constitution, 18% of the funds should be reserved for the STSC. And for no purpose it has to be diverted to any other purpose. Does the Chief Minister has the rights to divert these funds, these rights to the to the guarantees?
Okay.
No. There in the parliament, 1 minute, just 10 seconds. In the parliament, these people put crocodile tears for the OBC people. OBC,
okay. Lavanya Ballal, and then I'll give the final word to B.S. Arun. Lavanya Ballal, Sudha Halkai is saying that if Yediyurappa was showcause noticed by the same activists, why shouldn't the same rule apply to Mr. Siddaramaiah?
I repeat, we are not saying he should not send a notice. All we are saying is when a judiciary probe is on, legally he does not have the right to ask for prosecution sanction. It is a legal matter.
Okay.
We are not asking why is he sending it. We are asking him when a judiciary probe is on, he cannot do this. That's all.
Okay. B.S. Arun, the point is what may be the political impact of this, because in 2012-13, Mr. Yediyurappa was forced to step down. In the case of Mr. Siddaramaiah, will he be forced to step down? Because there is also this internal political dimension to it, with D.K. wanting the Chief Minister's job, and this whole thing about after the Lok Sabha elections, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar is sort of asserting himself, wanting to get the top job, so on and so forth. How does that dynamic play within this larger question of corruption, allegedly, that's been raised by the BJP? Let B.S. Arun respond, please. Thank you.
Yeah, Zaka, that's what I said. In the days to come, then we are going to see interesting political battle. One, the BJP and the Congress slugfest on the political front has already started. And number two, if the governor, initiates any action, then certainly the Chief Minister will move the court. And also the issue of what Mr. Dubey was mentioning, the powers of the governor, I think will come into question before the court. And Siddaramaiah might be asking the court as to whether the governor really has the power. I think the court might settle that issue also. That may be a landmark,
right.
judgment. But as of now, I think I see Siddaramaiah being in a tight spot, and he will have to, come out of this first. And how the Congress High Command will behave in case the action starts, and the Chief Minister, the question mark will be there on the Chief Minister chair, because already Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, the current Deputy Chief Minister, is angling for the Chief Minister's post. So there will be certainly a power struggle within the Congress, like we saw earlier.
Well, let's leave it at that. Thank you very much, B.S. Arun, Lavanya Ballal, Sudha Halkai, and of course, Mr. Dubey for joining us. We'll take a quick break here on the program. We're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Brass Tacks Federal Bank Primetime Studio. We'll take a quick break. When we come back on the other side of this CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio, we will shift focus to international stories, and the Democratic National Convention's virtual roll call has begun. In the next few days, they will endorse Kamala Harris to be the official Democratic Party nominee to take on Donald Trump. But what is the challenge that Kamala Harris faces? Of course, she is the first woman of color to be the candidate of a major party. But can she beat Donald Trump? And the big question, who is she going to pick as vice president? Because ultimately, she has to win in most of the battleground states if she has to become the first ever woman and woman of color of the United States as president. Quick break. We'll see you on the other side.